Well, a look now at the security situation in and around Tiananmen Square in Beijing. It was 30 years ago today that Chinese troops opened fire there, ending a student-led movement for democracy with a massacre. Hundreds, if not thousands, of students were killed, and yesterday the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called those students heroes. But China is hitting back this morning, calling Pompeo arrogant. And as Sasha Petrusik reports, Beijing is working to censor any mention of the Tiananmen anniversary.
Official China is doing its best to erase any mention of the 30th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre and the student protests that led to it. Government censors are working overtime to keep it off of the internet in China, even to erase it from private text messages. Now, here in Hong Kong, things are different. There is a candlelight vigil to mark the event. And this place is different because it used to be a British colony, and it keeps many of the freedoms that existed under the British administration. But China's been working hard to try to limit those or erase those entirely.
So they are afraid because it challenged their legitimacy. And therefore, it's important for us in Hong Kong, when we have freedom to do so, to tell the world, to tell the people in China that this is the regime that had killed its own people.
In mainland China, this is considered an extremely sensitive anniversary, and the security services have been cracking down on anybody who might speak out against it. Former student leaders, the mothers of some of the students who were killed, really anybody at all has been detained or interrogated. Those 1989 protests saw more than 1 million students and workers and others out on the streets of Beijing, including Tiananmen Square, right in the middle of power within that country. There has been a lot of talk about what actually happened, whether the students could have succeeded in getting democracy. They looked like they were close a few times, but in the end, the government, which was divided for 7 weeks, decided to send in the troops. And those troops fired on the students. Hundreds were killed, perhaps even thousands. Nobody really knows the true number. There has been some comment in the last few days, an unusual comment from the Chinese government characterizing their response at the time as correct. This is what the defense minister had to say. That was political turmoil the central government needed to suppress, says Wei Fenghe. Due to that, China's enjoyed stability and development, he says. Here in Hong Kong, among students and among those going to the vigil who think it is very important to mark this event, that's a trade-off they simply don't accept. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Hong Kong.